day after that unfortunate viral beating of a man who, according to a police statement, we know lives at Ofanko here in the Greater Accra region, and beating his wife mercilessly. Good morning, GHOne, sir.
Well, I wish I could say good morning, but then seeing that video alone really makes the morning not too good. But then we have life, and so yes, good morning. Good morning to you for tuning in this morning and being a part of the show. Welcome to our show. This is GHOne Today. I'm Joshua Kojomensa, and I'm here with
Lily Mohammed. Let's start the show by motivating you. Our motivation this morning is by Sophia Vergara, who says, confident people have a way of carrying themselves that makes others attracted to them. Yeah, that's true. That's very, very true.
Yeah.
Sometimes confident people are going through the worst of things, but the way they carry themselves, people are attracted. People don't even know. They can't tell.
Yeah. You see someone, you know that the person, the person does not know how to run this thing. But then the way he or she carries himself when it comes to executing that, people are, this guy, I like him so much when he's doing this.
But
you have no idea. It's the confidence that is getting people attracted to the person.
If only you knew. Anyway, let's help you write better English and speak better as well.
Today's word is Sully. Sully. It's a verb. Sully means to spoil or reduce the value of something that was perfect. Let's exemplify it. The stampede seems to have sullied the reputation of the military a bit. Sully.
Okay, so that's our word for this morning, Sully.
Sully.
Yeah.
It reminded me of someone I know.
I know, right?
But why do we call Sarah Sully?
I know.
Anyways.
Does it make sense?
Sarah. Then the short form of Sarah is Sully.
And then Robert, the short form is Bob.
Bob.
Anyway, talking about the example, you know, the exercise will recommence on Thursday.
Absolutely.
And, you know, yesterday on the news, Nanama read a number of comments from netizens, and a number of things ran through. Number one, people have fear in them to go back there. People's parents are telling them, do not go for the recruitment exercise. Are we going to record low numbers as a result of it? Have we put in place effective measures to prevent these from happening? Are we looking at alternatives to doing this manually? Are we looking at alternatives for a lot of people coming together, crowding a particular place? You know that we're still not out of the woods when it comes to these airborne diseases, COVID and the likes.
You know, I have a different approach towards this entire recruitment process. Now, this is my belief. You know the number of people you want to recruit.
Anyways. True.
There is a system where people go online and make applications. Yes, you want the best out of the lot. Is there not a way you can put a cap on the number of people that you can screen so that you do not have a situation where we have too many people crowded at one place to get screened and it becomes a problem? Now, mind you, 6 people lost their lives. And I hate the fact that, and you can call me biased, I don't mind, 6 ladies losing their lives does not make any sense whatsoever. And I feel that, yes, people will say, okay, maybe there will be fear in others. And so this is our time to even get into the system and all of that. Mind you, the recruitment process, I can bet my last peswa that the thousands of people we saw gathered will not be the only ones who will be recruited.
Of course.
In fact, more than 50-60% of the recruitment is done.
It's done. It's just the 40%.
Exactly.
Which is for formalities.
Exactly. And so I feel that it's an indictment on the military an indictment on the recruitment process, and we need to put a lid on it. I put an example of what happens in the United States, where after applying online, the people who are shortlisted for screening, see, they are fed, they are housed, they are given breakfast before the screening, and you are looking at these people who had to go sleep overnight at LWAC, and they didn't get access to the inner perimeter, so they were sleeping outside.
In the open.
And what does that do? It makes them brave. It makes them strong. Hey, in this day and age, strength is in sleeping outside.
For us in this part of the world, brevity is when you can be able to absorb, for want of a better expression, nonsense.
Yeah.
That's when you are seen as brave. Yeah. That is the extent of bravado for all of us here in this country.
I understand
when
that.
When you are able to entertain Nkwasi Asem, that is when you are seen as brave.
Yeah.
How do you put your human resource base through this? And then we feel that torture is the only way to test our ability to withstand.
It toughens you. When you are tortured, you are toughened.
Interesting.
Meanwhile, when we see small thing, then we are running. and you see, I feel that the way we used to recruit and train people for the army in 1972, we cannot do same in 2025.
Yes.
You know, there are a lot of avenues. Things have changed over the years, and if we fail to improve as a people, if we fail to change the archaic system and make it workable to where we are currently, then I don't know where we are going. I don't know.
Quite unfortunate. And then the other thing about those who were injured in the selection process during the stampede, who will be giving automatic qualification. What is that, Charlie?
Even if they do not
qualify,
meet
they do not meet the criteria. You are saying that because they were injured as a result of that stampede. Come on, we can do better as a country. Anyway.
It's okay. I mean, it's just Tuesday. Let's not sully there.
I know. Anyway, let's bring you a video of the day to protect ourselves from being sullied.
The Prince of Alabama.
Anyway, on Tiasia, you can go to court. Let's head to the courts. Well, we're in court. The crown is finally on Justice Paul Bafuboni's head. He's officially been sworn in as the Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana yesterday by the President of the Republic, GHOne Dramani Mahama. For a moment, I almost said another time.
Hey, it would have been a Mankani Yikra moment.
Captain, good morning. Good morning. I'm doing also. How about you? Yes. Yes.
The king of Ningo. Yo. What photo?
Anyway, what's happening in the corridors of the judiciary? Yesterday was a surreal moment.
Yesterday, when I was watching the
Okay. Unfortunately.
yes. Technology.
Could not hear you.
Now I'm back. I'm back live. Yes. Yesterday, the presidency, we have our Chief Justice, the new Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana, has been sworn in by President John Dramani Mahama. And yesterday, when we were watching the show, one thing came to mind. It gives us an idea about clear meaning of separation of powers. When I say clear meaning of separation of powers, I was talking about the fact that the president made a nomination. Parliament vetted the nominee, and the president sworn in the nominee. Who sworn in the president to take over as president?
The Chief Justice.
The Chief Justice. And the Speaker of Parliament was sworn in by who? The Chief Justice. And the Chief Justice was sworn in by who?
The President.
The President. Checks and balances. Absolutely. So that is what separation of powers that we're talking about means. So the videos you see is inside the presidency where the function took place. Justices of the Supreme Courts were there in their numbers, as if Sewa Saribuchi, and the Justices of the Court of Appeal line up. Justice Paul Bafuboni, now the man of the moment. Yesterday we did see that he will be in the helm of affairs for 1 year, a month, and 9 days. Today will be 8 days.
Charlie.
So down and counting. So that is Justice Paul Bafuboni receiving the moment, the Black Star, with all of that. But President John Dramani Mahama has been admonishing him in relation to what to expect.
In recent years, public institutions worldwide and in our own country have been questioned, scrutinized, and sometimes criticized. Our people want institutions that work, but they also demand institutions that they can trust. The judiciary in particular must be above reproach. One single act of corruption by a judicial officer can undermine years of hard work and erode public confidence in the entire system. My Lord Chief Justice, one of your most urgent tasks is to strengthen integrity within the judiciary. And this includes, firstly, firm but fair disciplinary standards for judges and staff. Secondly, transparent and predictable procedures for case assignment and management. Thirdly, strong internal mechanisms to address allegations of misconduct. And fourth, a culture where ethical conduct is rewarded and wrongdoing is swiftly sanctioned.
Dramani Mahama making it clear that integrity within the judiciary is very, very key. Mm-hmm. The wrongs must be punished, and then the rights must be rewarded. So whatever is before the courts, the justices, the judges, the judiciary must ensure that fairness comes to the fore. The president did not end there. He also has this to say.
Our citizens must know and feel that justice in Ghana is not for sale, and that no one, regardless of their power or status, is too powerful or too humble to be held accountable under the law. Justice must not only be fair, it must also be accessible, it must be timely, and it must be affordable. Too many of our fellow citizens still experience justice as something that is distant, that is slow, and financially burdensome. Court adjournments, delays in delivering judgments, and complex procedures can turn our courtrooms into places of frustration rather than places of hope. I therefore urge you, my Lord, in collaboration with the Judicial Council and the Bar, to prioritize the reduction of case backlogs through innovative case management systems. The expansion and modernization of court infrastructure, especially in underserved districts. Also, the use of technology, e-filing, virtual hearings where appropriate, and digital recordings to improve efficiency. And also simplified procedures, especially for small claims, family matters, juvenile and labor matters, so that ordinary citizens are not excluded by technicality. Our Constitution enshrines the principle that the courts, as outlined in Article 125, shall administer justice in the name of the Republic of Ghana, guided by the principles of freedom, equality, probity, and accountability. And so as Chief Justice, you are the first guardian of these principles within the judicial arm.
So
that's President John.
Yes, President John Dramani Mahama. He seized the opportunity to admonish the judges to ensure that, in fact, all stakeholders come together to find a way to clear the backlog of cases. You note that when the Chief Justice, then nominee, appeared before the appointment committee, he said, look, the 24-hour economy, it was actually the idea of the judiciary that was taken by President John Dramani Mahama, because it
even came to the fore during his vetting, the vetting of Justice Bafuboni.
Yeah, so that's the point that I'm really trying to say, that look, there are a lot of cases that have been piled up. Some of the cases, some of the courts are really choked. There should be a way to clear some of these backlogs and all of that. You heard the president clearly indicating that there should be a measure to be able to take care of these backlog of cases, to ensure that justice is served and the cases are tried expeditiously, so that persons who have cases before the court will come in, assess the court, and make sure that they go home and they are satisfied with the decision or any outcome that they have. But the man of the moment, Justice Paul Bafuboni, the new Chief Justice, in fact, the 16th Chief Justice of our Republic, has this to say.
We will strive together to raise the brand of the judiciary in the minds of the people, not simply as an institution they must contend with, but as one that belongs to them and works for them. Mr. President, in accepting this office, I give my solemn word that I will uphold the rule of law, respect the separation of powers, and protect the Constitution.
So, Justice Paul Bafo-Boni, the 16th Chief Justice of the Republic of Ghana since 1957. And we talk about the Fourth Republic, he's the 9th. So yesterday at the presidency, officially, he begins his reign as a Chief Justice. So the 1 year, 1 month, and 9 days started yesterday. So we continue to count and all of that. We'll see how that goes as and when things come up. Yeah.
What's happening in court, or what happened yesterday in court?
I'm sure you remember the case about Albert Kandapa.
Oh, yes.
As you can see. Yes. Oliver Baka-Vomawo. This case is in relation to
the
defamation case where he is alleged to have said that Oliver Baka-Vomawo is alleged to have said that he attempted to bribe him to stop some advocacy during the Fix the Country movement and then some demonstrations that were being held. He said, look, I didn't promise to give you any money. $1 million was alleged. I didn't promise to give you any money, so you have to come to court. The case has been pending for a while. At some point in time, the court will have to strike down the defense of Oliver Baka-Vomawo. At one point in time, his lawyers filed to the court that it has to be reinstated and all of that. Yesterday, the matter came up, but it had to be adjourned. The video you see is Albert Kandapa, the former National Security Minister, leaving the premises of the law court complex yesterday. But we'll continue to follow this case, and as and when there's something concrete to report, we'll bring you and update our viewers and the listeners on same.
Something about
came up in your...
Yeah, today he's no longer the National Security Minister, and so he's working alone.
Yeah.
That's
how life is.
It's very transient.
Very, very, very.
Today you have it.
And I think this video is one thing that the current appointee should also be watching.
Yeah, a lot of lessons you can learn from this video.
Knowing that someone who used to be extremely powerful, now he opens his own car door. Someone who does,
those days
when he was in charge of national
you.
security.
Very sensitive ministry.
The entire apparatus, security apparatus, like
around
he was the
him.
head, the boss. Today, see, nobody's even minding him.
Ankona.
So John Mohammed's appointee should also know.
There are a lot of lessons
in
you can
4
learn
years,
from.
or
and 3 years.
some of them can end soon because John Mohammed will do reshuffling.
So next year by this time,
some will be working like this. So they should tone down small.
Some people say
I'm happy
and pick their calls and show up.
But it also depends on the kind of...
pick their calls. That one is very, very
and
funny.
show up.
Very soon we are going to do a list of appointees who don't answer calls.
And then we'll present it to John Mohammed.
No, we'll do it live on television.
And that's how come he will know. That's the presentation.
A moment like this...
PowerPoint presentation.
A moment like this will expose you when you don't treat boys well. When you don't
have a constituency.
Absolutely, you don't have a constituency.
Not just
you
in the sense of the word,
absolutely.
but when you don't have
it's
people,
contextualized
loyalists.
word. Yes. So you always walk alone. Like Liverpool fans are walking alone.
Then some people talk shit. Anyway, that's saying that the wheels of justice grinds. It is very evident in the JB Dankwameda case.
Sexy Dondo. Yes.
Yeah.
So I'm going
very evident in that case.
I'm going to give you some context. Then we'll have to you'll find out whether indeed that fits into the context of the wheels of justice grind slowly. So as we speak, the first trial is truncated. The trial has ended. If the jury took a decision, but now this case would have been dealt with. Because at the end of full trial, the 7-member jury panel returned a hung jury, 4-3 in favor of Sexy Don Don, Daniel Esiedu, a.k.a. Gucci Youngster. I like the way you are looking at it. So what it is that once there's no decision, the law is that once it is 4-3, the kind of punishment involved in this one, 4-3 cannot decide it. So there has to be a retrial. So it is the retrial that is being waited for. We are waiting for the processes to be done. Today, the parties, in fact, the lawyers have gone to the Court of Appeal. They say that they want to challenge the decision of the jury or the court by way of what they are alleging is for mixed direction. And the Court of Appeal has granted them the opportunity to file their appeal processes and all of that. But today, they'll be before the High Court, and they'll be there to follow through to see what will happen. At point in time, he was seeking for bail. That will also come up, and we'll see what will happen.
I just feel sad.
Yeah, it's been quite a very long time. That is before the 2016 election, 8 February 2016. That's a long time ago.
The family, oh God. Anyway, that should do
for
today. Thank you very much, Captain. We had to Inside Out, and on Inside Out this morning, quite a touching one. Stay with us. Okay, so time for Inside Out. On Inside Out this morning, we touch on a rather disturbing situation where a man is seen in a viral video beating his wife. At some point, we saw that she was naked in that video. Unfortunately, we are unable to show you the... okay, we'll have to take down the video because some portions show her real nakedness, but I'm sure a number of you have seen it circulating on social media. Quite a very, very unfortunate scene. And in the commentary, you would hear the person who was recording saying that this happens every day. And at some points, the victim was heard saying, it means this has been going on for a very long time. I know that it will be decided by the court. It will have to go to, the police will have to do investigations. He cannot be said to be guilty, but in the face, I mean, this is what we can see. Quite a very sad one. Nobody has to go through this. I have seen a release from the Gender Ministry. The police have equally issued a statement indicating the arrest of the said perpetrator. That was very swift. This is the power of social media. And so we encourage people to put out issues so that the police can stop suffering in silence. The same silence that killed Osinachi. We do not want to record same on our hands as a country. Very, very sad, if you ask me. Good morning, IB.
Lily. Once again, the barbaric nature of the human heart.
Yeah.
And yes, it's only the court that can pronounce somebody guilty. Mm-hmm. But you know what we can do? We can look at a video and say this man is an animal. Mm-hmm. That we can say, mm-hmm. Right? But you like you mentioned, that's not the first time. Let's give our flowers to the lady who reported
tenants,
this.
Yeah.
Because he's also suffering.
Yeah.
By the relatives of the man.
Yes.
Why do you have to take a video of our brother and put our brother out there?
Exactly.
When your brother is a beast and you are covering a beast and someone has helped take that beast from your hands.
The family members know where they.
Yes.
The girl know where is she? I want to be her family member too.
See?
Yeah. So, at this point, I want to be her family member.
The family is exhibiting displaced anger.
Yeah.
If there is anybody they should be angry with, it
It's
should be
their
their
brother.
blood.
Yeah.
Because if there's anybody who has brought them shame, it is the brother. But what is befuddling to me is the fact that the family members are concerned about the one videoing the barbaric act, are not concerned with stopping their brother from visiting this harm on this woman.
And I wouldn't be surprised if they know about it.
Oh,
that's
yes.
the point I'm coming to.
They're complicit in this.
Has been doing this terrible thing to the woman he's married as a wife.
Yeah.
And you see, this is it's not like he married her properly.
Proper marriage
like
deal.
And what I could barely watch the video.
Oh yes,
I could barely
and
watch
it's almost always the ugly ones.
I've not. See. Lily, and there are many who tell you about the psychology of being in an abusive relationship that is difficult to leave.
It becomes your norm.
I get that. But guess what? When the police showed up, she had run away. I'm talking about the wife. For her safety. So if you have to run away for your safety, what should push you to come back? I don't want to hear the argument about kids are involved. I want my children to live with their father. You heard her say, Ube kumienya semu. That's a woman who loves the man. Tells you that what you are doing to me, yes, I'm taking the pain, all right. But chances are you hurt me and you'll be in trouble. And that's where we are today. The man is in trouble today. Yes.
Yeah.
Fortunately, she survived.
Exactly.
But how many women actually live to see this kind of justice being meted out to them?
Yes. So to the family, they should rather concentrate their energy on organizing an emergency family meeting, finding out how they should handle their anger issues, right? Finding out how they can exercise that demon that has showed up in this their family member.
They need family
cleansing.
Yeah.
They should be doing that.
You see, for me,
maybe I need to take that.
They should
exactly.
They should focus energies on making sure that the wife and the kids are taken care of, because the man they
Oh yes,
this nonsense he would go. They should forget about their brother. He's got what he deserves. But then the kids and the woman
need protection.
This is where the family should have sense to say that, as for this one, we are sorry our brother did this to you or continually did this to you. And so we are handling this. As for our brother, the law should take the course and deal with him properly, because I will be surprised if this man gets bail.
Okay, so bail, that will be at the discretion.
Every offense is bailable.
That thing.
Is that
And then when he gets bail, he will go to which house?
His house.
So the woman, I'm sure, the system will not allow the woman to return to this home, because obviously it's not a welcoming home to her.
And that's my problem.
Even with the absence of the husband, the other family members can inflict much harm on her. But you see, my disappointment is in the system. I'm a trained social worker. I'm not a practicing social worker. I'm a trained social worker. I know that elsewhere, this woman and many who suffer these abuses should have a haven in a structure that has been instituted by the system.
Do we have it? No.
We don't, please.
Angela Dramina and her ACT Foundation at the point, sole individual and sole organization who put together some structures that served as havens for abused women. Even that, we don't hear much of that anymore, because I'm sure the support has dwindled. This is where a welfare system, a social welfare system, a structure that works should kick in. Gender Minister, good, kudos. She's been very proactive in this instant, issuing a statement. But we should go above just issuing statement. Let's have structures in place to ensure that those women who feel we need to still be in this abusive relationship because we don't have anywhere to go to, the system will say, come to us.
And that is the main reason why some women who face this kind of abuse still stay. Because the thing is, okay,
where do we go from here?
Where do I go? I don't have a place to live. I might not be able to fend for these children. And so because he pays their bills, even though he doesn't pay them well, I really doubt he does take proper care. We'll still end up... Because this is humiliation in its highest order. You have tenants in their house. In fact, even if you live alone, it doesn't make sense to visit this kind of harm on your wife. Now you drag her out completely naked, and then you pick canes. She's sitting on the floor. You're flogging her, and you feel that makes you a man. Mr. Datelamte, shame on you.
Seriously.
Mr. Datelamte, I'm so beyond disappointed.
And then there are complices because they locked the door. See, the things they did, the family did to aid this, right? And it's good this has come to light, because trust me, chances are this woman will have been killed.
Oh, yes.
Chances are, if you can strip your wife naked, drag a nakedness, something that's supposed to be just for you, you don't...
You know you have tenants in the house, in the middle of the house, on the bare floor.
You know?
And so, kudos to Ghana police. He's been arrested, in case you don't know. He's been arrested. Yes, process him for court. And we hope that
touch him small.
the judge is a woman. You see, take him to a court that has a woman as a judge. Yeah, take that from me. It works. It works.
Justice
It works.
It
works.
Yes.
It works.
I wish.
If you are Sariboche,
Now
something
she's
like
been
that.
elevated to court of appeal. So Kokuvite,
but,
I wish this will go before Kokuvite.
And then also, let's get the system to use this as a test case, and also the gender ministry put in place these structures. If there's a need for you to support NGOs to do that.
This talk about let's put in place structures. How many years have we practiced journalism? Remind us. And how many years have we talked about this? How many reportages have we not done on effective systems in place for abuse victims? How many years now? And what has been done?
Maybe this will be the starting point.
Please.
I just want to, because
let's start something. It breaks my heart when you see women go through this, and very often these women go back to the same instances.
I mean,
they still go back for fear of, like you said, how am I going to fend for my children? Where do I go? How do I start? A number of women are suffering in silence because for them, they do not have anywhere else to go.
System has failed. Society
has failed.
Greatly.
They go back to their homes and their parents. Their mothers will tell them that.
And the church will tell you said for better, for worse. So
this is the worst.
This is not the worst this woman bargained for.
You understand?
But you see, it's also about empowerment. See, Odate Lamptey, or what's his name?
Yes, John Odate Lamptey.
Not the footballer.
No.
Odate Lamptey.
This is Odate Lamptey of Ofanko.
Yes, it's unfortunate that his name is out. And once his name is out, everybody can trace the wife. It's unfortunate. At least it's good that the wife's name is not out there. But imagine the scar that this man has put on the wife forever, right? For life. And if women are much more empowered, they can walk away from such abusive relations.
Simply.
You can sniff it and walk away.
Simple. Simple. And the family of the woman.
Listen, if the woman is empowered, the man will not even dare.
That is it.
So it will not even happen.
Yes.
There will not be a conversation to start.
Yes. Imagine.
What would a woman do to trigger you this much?
Exactly. And I
feel because an animal, you cannot treat that way.
Because you feel that, if you don't give her money, she would not eat.
Exactly.
It's about show.
And husbands, husbands should. Me, I've always said, a woman who doesn't work, I can't marry you.
Oh, no, of course.
You must be, a woman must do something. Like, it's nice to see your woman succeed, and then she comes back home.
For herself.
You understand? You come and have a conversation about her work.
To you as a woman.
That's it. And that is a pride of a man as well. So if you're a man and your job is, so me, whenever I hear people say, my woman must not work, stay home, I say, stay home.
But if you have the money to get your wife to stay home.
It's not about the money. Listen, it's not about the money.
Family, housewives are occupations. I tell you this. There are some people who say that my wife should be home.
Just manage the home.
And then they pay them monthly.
Even that I disagree with.
No, they pay them monthly.
Because still, it is the man who pays you. But when the man is not the one responsible for your sole survival, he will not have the right to misbehave.
I get that.
If you earn your money, and he knows that my wife, at the end of the month, she
also brings in something for herself.
For herself. I'm never interested in my wife's salary.
You see, when you talk about marriages, decisions are made in the interest of the collective. And I'm saying this because some women are housewives and they are okay. You see,
they are married to proper men.
Exactly.
But if you are married to Odate Lamptey,
of course,
and you are a housewife to Odate Lamptey,
even pay much. Like, my disappointment is because anybody who takes good care of the family will not do this.
I will not be surprised.
Seriously,
if the wife actually is the breadwinner,
it's possible. But you see, he just want to show her where the power lies. My disappointment is also in the woman's family. See, this is not the first time. Me, my family, will have stormed the house long time before.
If the wife has informed them. You'll be shocked that people...
all the neighbors know.
Yes.
All the neighbors know.
But sometimes when it goes to the family, the woman will deny.
She will not go and tell the family, this is what this thing I'm married to is doing to me.
That's
she's protecting her home.
Yeah.
Please, women, speak out.
Yes.
And walk away.
You don't deserve any of this. See, my pastor will tell you, Bible does not encourage divorce except for certain conditions. But if you feel threatened, leave first. When you leave, then we resolve the issues. Don't stay and die.
No, don't.
Humiliated in this manner. emotional torture. We are angry at it, and then physically, look at what this man is doing to you. And so does he still call and do wife things with this woman?
Obviously,
see?
obviously, you will be
seeking to
surprised.
control the wife.
Yes, you will
to
be
them,
surprised.
and to many families, that's what I'm saying. Let's give the woman who recorded this her flowers.
Oh yes,
because there are worse things happening to women, but because nobody picked up the phone and recorded,
it is not
we don't
out
get
there.
to see, we don't get to talk about it.
Landlord. Anyway, this thing, I will get emotional quickly.
Oh, no,
You know,
it's
really fast. And so,
you see, poverty. Anyway, let's go.
yeah, shaggy.
women must be empowered.
Yeah. You do
In
this to a
every
woman
shape
from,
or
from
form.
an affluent family, you are dead.
You don't
you're
even
not
dare.
even
That's
Thank
the thing.
you.
You're even dead.
When the woman is empowered, you don't dare to do silly things like this.
See, to the man, if your woman can drive you to this anger, you to leave, let her go.
That's it.
That's it. Because if your woman can drive you to behave
Get
like
this
this towards her,
angry at her.
then let her go.
Anyway, gentlemen, it's okay.
Let's go.
Since
Me, I want to go.
investigations have commenced, kudos to the Ghana police.
But once
Interestingly-
again, take him to a court run by a woman.
Maybe we need a petition to the IGP. Good morning to you, to the IGP, Christian GHOne. This one, dear. Take him to the bunker. Anyway, let's look at what the news
And
is.
touch him small.
He's the ninth in our fourth Republican dispensation, vows to ensure judiciary serves all and not only the powerful. And as Beijing opens market to 53 African nations, SMG hails China's landmark zero tariff policy for Ghana. We hope Ghana doesn't become a dumping ground. China. Gold Board refutes 3 billion Ghana cedis losses claim as industry experts commend Sami Jemfi for value addition initiative. For forestry staff interdicted despite generating record 623,000 Ghana cedis for the commission. Come for. Yeah,
So it's the two of them. Are they the ones who generated it for them?
if they've been interdicted, it's for a reason, right? And if they've been unjustly interdicted, there's a process that they can go through. So no problem. We see the PR, but let the system work. Come for negotiation.
Oh no, there's a story about North of Anchor.
Yeah, so let's come
residents,
back.
I wonder if John Odatilan
So come for negotiation for your own good. North of Anchor land encroachers told, and CPP stalwart demands arrest of Galamsey kingpins, not laborers. I'm talking about land cases. I'm so Chado. Landmark case Chado, right?
Yeah.
Chado.
Chado.
They say that. You say Chado doesn't have landmark.
But they run about it. That PR.
And that's won that case.
Yes. And I'm told the man has taken ill, the litigant. It's not because he bulldozed people's houses and what have you in the name of claiming ownership of the land. And now the court says by 5-0 decision.
Charlie, that's a serious one. Unanimous FC is back.
Yeah.
Oh.
Anyway.
I didn't say so.
The Daily Graphic 2026 budget. VAT reforms to boost business growth. GRA boss. Speaker launches scholarship for MPs parliamentary staff. Oh, that's a good one. But you're not parliamentary
So
staff.
I've been Speaker launches scholarship for MPs, parliamentary press corps, parliamentary staff. Yeah. Who petition him?
We need to, yeah. Lenantiet wins most outstanding PR agency award. Uphold judicial integrity, President tells the new CJ.
All right, so let's do the daily searchlight this morning. COP30, GHOne Group outlines private sector blueprint for carbon markets. There's also Frimpong Boateng slams NPP leaders. They want to elect the preferred Baumia, whether by fair or foul means. Oh, Professor Frimpong Boateng, from reports to slamming the leaders. Anyways, but the treasurer says that's for him. He's not rooting for anybody. Dr. Chana says he's in the middle. Carbon cry and foul. Snit drags Goldcrest MD George Agude to court. There's also Ghana Forces recruitment stampede tragedy. TUC extends condolences to bereaved families. Okay. Paul
A good day, so you there?
Yeah,
a good day.
Good to see the CPPs are good day.
Charlie.
Yeah, but this fight with Snake, it didn't start today.
Longest.
It started before I entered journalism. Seriously.
Charlie. But if that's okay, Paul for Bonnie's Ghana's new Chief Justice. That's also captured on the front page of the Vegas Searchlight.
The Daily Guide this morning, police abduct in single quote, Kweuhima, and of course there's been that back and forth in the enclave.
Yeah.
And MPP diaspora chair rejects proxy voting, backs the presidential election committee decision, comes with a picture of the chairperson for the committee, Joseph Osiusu GHOne. Say no proxy voting. If you want to vote, come down. So the airlines can get something. Ghana Armed Forces resumes Accra recruitment exercise in 5 centers after the fact. We've lost 6 people to learn sense. Anyway, Aguta warns against VAT restructuring. And that's it for the Daily Guide this morning.
The Ghanaian Times says UER farmers face existential threats from donkey slaughter, climate crisis.
Oh.
Inflation for building sector eases to 9.7% in September. That's according to the Ghana Statistical Service. Dr. Abdallah to be honored posthumously next national awards. Oh, to Ben Abdullah. Rest in peace. Military recruitment in Accra resumes Thursday across 8 centers.
So
always
the
a reactive.
Paper says 5 centers.
This one says
8 centers. But we'll go with the Ghanaian Times.
Yeah, that's the one of the premier
Exactly.
papers.
So the dispatch says President Mohammed's 24-hour economy taking shape, according to his chief of staff, Julius Debra. Alcohol consumption causes 1 death every minute. That's according to the World Health Organization. We've always said alcohol is no good, though.
According to who?
According to who?
According to who?
Who says it? WHO. Well, there is wisdom and consistency. Let's retain Baumia for victory in 2028. MPP regional chairman quoted there. And MPP pledges free and credible flag bearer elections come January 31, 2026. And that's it for the dispatch.
Okay.
That should do for the papers and Inside Out. Thank you very much. Ibrahim Alassane is our producer, head of the political affairs desk and current affairs desk as well. My name is Lily Mohammed. I'm doing this
with the host of State of Affairs that Ibrahim also produces. We'll be right back. All right, thank you so much for staying with us here on GH Today. This is the Breakfast Review segment where we get to talk about issues that really are affecting the country. And to help us with the conversation this morning, I have Theophilus Jimega Jr., who is a paralegal practitioner and also a member of the NDC's communications team as well. He's also a mining engineer, so when it comes to Galamsey matters, he's been helping us over the years. And he's not here alone, he's here with Dr. Nanaya Educhum, who is the Director of Policy for the United Party. Gentlemen, good morning.
Good morning.
I hope you're doing well.
Yes, pleasure.
By the grace of God.
Okay. And Doc, you're looking sharp in your suit.
Thank you.
I'm forced to believe what Council said earlier, that your party, you are rich people.
Oh, we are rich in ideas.
No, the leader of the party
Yes.
has a very nice nickname.
Alan Cash.
Yes, that even when he was...
He's well endowed.
Yes,
That
yes,
is
yes.
true.
So
By the grace of God.
it gravitates and radiates around all of them. Yes.
But it's nice to have
Exactly.
you gentlemen
Thank you.
this morning. And before we even get into the conversation properly, I'm sure, Council, you've seen the video of a man who was seen abusing a woman believed to be his wife. We are told the police have been able to arrest the man in question. They've arrested some of his siblings as well because they were attacking the lady who recorded the video. But the woman, her location is yet to be known. The police said she fled the house. What's your thoughts on that?
Good morning to your viewers. And of course, good morning to my folks down in Hohwe, those watching you. They've complained that GHOne is not on free to air, but
we're on free to air.
But they
beg
watch
them.
it. They watch it online. Yeah. Admittedly, I've not seen the video, but whatever it is, I think that we have come to a stage where beating somebody, irrespective of gender, is not acceptable. It's not, irrespective of gender, and one of our problems in this part of the world is indiscipline and interference. Don't be surprised, a chief somewhere, an assemblyman somewhere, a unit committee somewhere, perhaps even an MP is interfering already. Drop this case, etc. Whatever it is that the person might have caused that made somebody to start to beat, I think will be reprehensible.
Right.
We cannot condone that at all. So I was thinking you were going to talk about the Kwewu one. That even that I haven't seen, but I've read, and I've listened extensively to the news, and I feel that way too many things we behave sometimes a bit like animals, like we are in a jungle. Let an eye for an eye. Let me do it myself. To the extent that we can't give the peacekeepers, the peace officers, the chance to do their job and do it properly. So I'll just urge the IGP. Matters like this should be resolved quickly. Prosecution carried out quickly, and appropriate sanctions meted out. Recently, we heard about an ex-convict who killed the whole family because there was no restriction order as to whether he can get closer. And there were family members who were imploring upon the woman, give him another chance. What are they doing today? So things like that, we should have a situation where we will be able to say, no, you can't get close to this. You are going to be sent to prison, and these are the reasons why you are going to be sent to prison. And send clear message out, be it male, female, that beating each other is not acceptable.
Unacceptable. Yeah. Doc?
Yes. Let me also seize the opportunity to say good morning to Ghanaians who are watching us and beyond. I know these days you sit on program in Accra and you are everywhere. And also to commend you for the opportunity. And I always say that it's important for us to acknowledge the role the media is playing. And we urge you give us enough opportunity as a new party to also share our perspective on national issues.
Right.
To the substantive matter you asked, I think it's very sad, very unfortunate. But you see, it says a lot about the kind of society that we are building. And it's very important for us as a country, especially both the political leadership, the religious leadership, and traditional authorities to come together to reform the way we live. It's very sad that you see somebody go to that extent of violence. And this is to a woman, I guess he's lived with over 5 years or more. And if he can go to that extent, then a stranger will not be spared. And I shared the sentiment, recommendations by a lawyer, that we need to also ensure that people, we allow the systems to work to the extent that people who go contrary to not only the law but societal norms are dealt with so that it sends lessons to those of us who are also, observing things from afar and near. And not only that, if you drive on our road, you see a lot of chaos. And I witnessed an incident where two gentlemen had parked and were in fisticuff. And I was asking myself, to what extent can you go that in a public space you are not professional boxers and you are there, and people, some were recording, some were trying to separate them. So it is not the best. But I believe that the police system must ensure that they do proper investigation and deal with the gentleman according to law.
Absolutely. Well, and we are also, we've said it time and again that we commend the police for the swift action to be able to apprehend the man, because usually when these things go viral, the next thing is that the perpetrators, they just bolt. And so we are happy that the police has been able to arrest the man in question, and we are hoping that they'll be able to locate the woman and also bring her to some level of safety, because you know how these things happen.
Yes.
Usually family members get angry, why has this happened to our brother, and all of those things. So the safety of the woman and the kids are also quite critical. But let's get to the issue of the Chief Justice. And I know, Counsel, over the past months we've been having conversations here and there, and for you, I'm sure yesterday came as fulfillment of what you've been looking forward to.
Absolutely.
Paul Bafuboni sworn in as Chief Justice, taking over from Gertrude Arabai-Saba Tokuno. And the President had some admonitions for him yesterday. Make sure that the justice system is fair. It does not favor people who are supposed to be in power, or people who are powerful, people who are rich. It does not delay. What do you make of all of that?
Personally, as you said, I'm extremely grateful. I'm extremely happy. I was thinking even the swearing would have taken place on Friday. I couldn't have waited for him to take it. Not just that I'm happy to see the back of Justice Sabara Batokono, but for a new chapter to begin, for stability to be there, for us to move on and chart a new course. I wish Justice Paul Bafuboni all the best in his new role. Success and good luck I give him. May his ways be rough. I'm not cursing him, but I wish him what I would wish myself. About the idea that justice should not be seen for just the rich. The very foundation of the rule of law is that all are equal before the law. Now, if it could be seen that you could rush to court on a Friday afternoon and get the court constituted and get a ruling in your favor that same Friday afternoon, just because of your position, then it should be extended to the poor man as well, so that he can equally rush to court and say, I have a case. It's so urgent that constitute the bench and get me a ruling in the next 20 minutes. And they should be able to do that. But suffice it to say that the basic thing which His Excellency the President is doing is that let justice be seen to be done. Or be the one that when you are gone, they will say there was once a very good Chief Justice that has implemented ABC. And I strongly believe in my heart, having risen through the mill from Circuit Court to the High Court to the Court of Appeal and the Supreme Court, that Justice Bafuboni is the embodiment of what we need for Chief Justice at the moment. There is no person better qualified and better to understand the situation than Justice Bafuboni. So I can wish him all the best. And I also want to say that the admonition given him by the President, he shouldn't joke with it. We have been here, we have seen it. If his works don't follow him, he will follow his works. So he should just live by the tenets of the profession, the oath he has sworn, and he should deliver as we expected. He has put in a lot of promises, from legal education, from the use of technology, from ethics, to professionalism, etc. For me, if he's able to do just 2, and the 2 I want him to do is the use of technology.
Okay.
Particularly computerization of the courts, such that we should have a situation where you go to court, you talk into the mic, and the typing comes, and you are able to correct and move on. I'll share personal experience. I was in court last week or something. After court has risen, someone walked to the recorder and started to talk to the recorder, and the recorder started to type when the court had risen. But if we had a situation where after the court has risen, we will all have copies of the day's proceeding, it doesn't matter where you go to do yours. Mine should be the same as yours. So the first thing, and the only thing, if he does, I'll say he has achieved success, is the fact that the courts should be computerized. The days of long handwritten note-taking are gone. We should forget about things like that, and we should focus on the use of technology. He has also assured us that technology will be used in empaneling.
Yes.
Yes, I pray that is also the situation. However, we should be aware that he is the administrator of the courts, all the courts in Ghana. He can sit on any of the courts. So even if technology is used and he still sits, that is allowed by the law. Yes, it's called the doctrine of necessity, that even if the performance of a duty will be in contradiction with natural justice, but it's only that person that the law allows to do that job, he has to do it. So I also heard him talking about the law school.
Yes.
He said we don't want to open the floodgates. Unfortunately, the gates are open. Whether it's floodgates or not, the gates are open. Yes. And he says that they'll produce better lawyers. That to me is important, because it means that they are producing good lawyers already. So better lawyers. Now, not just producing better lawyers, but ethically correct lawyers. That is one of the things we have to do. And finally, I'm thinking, would we have a day where the lawyers will begin to advertise? They are subtly advertising already. So, because I've heard persons being described as a lawyer of repute, very intelligent lawyer, very senior lawyer, this. They are all adverts.
Right.
They don't just say private legal practitioner. And when you are being taught advocacy, they say don't use those words, but they use them. So then they all have their social media handles. Yes. After court, they talk to people. We appear here, you call us private legal practitioner. Instead of, yes. So I think we should start to look into that direction. So again, I pray that Bafuboni delivers. I believe if he doesn't deliver, the delivery will follow him. Yeah.
Interesting. Doc, I mean, Paul Bafuboni, some have said that the way and manner in which he became Chief Justice is one they are not excited about, especially looking at what happened to his predecessor. The MPP particularly believes that he should have turned it down. But finally, we are here where he is Chief Justice. Well, what are your expectations of him?
Well, it's very difficult for one to advise that he should have turned it down. But I think that essentially reflects the level of polarization in our political system. You know, MPP, lawyer is very happy from NDC side, and I believe my friend from the MPP side will obviously not be very happy. But for me, I fortunately happen to have gone to the same secondary school with the Chief Justice, and I'm very proud of him. No, Konongo Dumasi. And during his vetting, he said Konongo Dumasi Secondary School is the best secondary school in Ghana. So we are very excited about that. He's a man of great repute. And as lawyer said, if you look at his professional track record in the judiciary, he started from the lowest and now has ascended to the highest. And I think that he will be among few professionals in the legal jurisdiction profession to have attained that kind of height. So I can only expect the best from him. But to say that if you look at our judicial system, I think the key issue as you raise, and we will not sweep the concerns of MPP, we shouldn't sweep them under the carpet. And I think that we need to commend the immediate past Chief Justice for her contribution to Mother Ghana. We shouldn't just, box everything into a box and brush it with negativity. She did her best, but the circumstances under which she was removed is another matter to be discussed. I feel that as a country we must move on. Where we've gotten to, as he said, we can only move on. We can't go far back. But my expectation, one, is it very important that we expand access to judiciary or judicial service. Ordinary people across the country find it very difficult to have access to the judicial service.
Right.
And if you look at the setup, currently I think the data show that we have 19 Supreme Court justices. We have just about 61 or so appeal court judges and about 140 something high court judges. And you look at the number of litigations going on. I'm not a lawyer, but I'm tempted to believe that you can feel that there's work overload on our key people or personnel in the judicial system. So access is very important. You should find a very innovative way, especially with adaptation of technology, to improve access to judicial service. Second issue that I think he should work and focus on is ensuring that we have transparency in appointment. He has been appointed by the most important person in the land, the president. But I believe that the appointment to other layers of the judicial system, he will have a key role to play. And I believe under his stewardship, he should ensure that there is full transparency so that there is balance and people will have confidence in the judges that they go and meet at the court. Because in the past, there have been very unfortunate appointments that people spoke openly about, some privately. I'm aware of one. There's one appeals court judge that a lot of lawyers, and I say a lot of lawyers, and I happen to live with a lawyer and work with a lawyer. So I know a lot of lawyers, have had previous encounter with them, feel that this man doesn't qualify to be on appeals court, but due to politics, he is there. And I think that it's something that we need to look at. The third expectation, if you ask me, is also how we can improve the capacity of the whole judicial system.
Okay.
Capacity in terms of the personnel, so that they can deliver their best. And also, not only capacity as in giving them knowledge or building their technical capacity, but their moral and integrity is also important. I watched the vetting, and he spoke at length about corruption in judiciary. If the man himself is alluding to that fact, those of us who are outside and lay people can only believe what he's saying. And you cannot blame the judges alone, because the Chief Justice made it clear that people who work with them in their ecosystem also kind of assume the posture that they can approach a judge. And those who are fighting their cases in court then try to use them to reach the judges. And sometimes even the favor doesn't get to the judge. And the person expects that, I've paid this money through your clerk or through your secretary, so I expect that justice will be in my favor. So I think that we need to build capacity, not only technical, but moral and integrity also.
Absolutely.
I also think that one of the things that we should be prioritizing as a country is ensuring that we develop an alternative systems in dealing with our disputes. And that, I know there's been a lot of work in that area already, but we need to enhance it and to, in my view, decentralize it to the level that we won't have too many of these cases coming up to the court, and we can find an alternative system to deal with that. I know the alternative dispute resolution is quite advanced, but I think we need to prioritize areas where it can focus on, especially commercial cases, land disputes, and family-related issues or welfare matters. Because I know Senate, for example, worked with the judiciary to establish weekend courts. I don't know whether it's still in operation. It was very helpful because I work with a lot of clients as consultant where their issues were very minor that could be settled out of court or within a specialized system and for the business to move on. So I think you look at that, and especially also tax issues also. I think they should promote or find an alternative way to deal with such matters that it can promote national development.
Absolutely. And we've also been joined in studio this morning by a member of the MPP's the legal team as well. He's a lecturer also at UPSA, private legal practitioner. Council says I've been describing them as private legal practitioners, and others are describing themselves elsewhere as very, giving all themselves all the titles.
Yeah.
Ibrahim Ishaq is here. Ishaq Ibrahim is here this morning. Council, good morning.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing well.
I'm doing quite great.
Absolutely.
It's my pleasure for being here.
Great. And yesterday we saw the swearing in of Paul Bafoboni as Chief Justice, and your party has not been happy.
Yes.
With him taking on the role, especially looking at how Gertrude Arabe Saba Tokono saw her exit, among others. That's the swearing in and the admonition that we saw from President Mahama to the Chief Justice. Does that spark any confidence in you?
Okay. Thank you very much, and good morning to the good people of Ghana, and of course to my colleagues here in the studio as well as yourself. So the unhappiness of the MPP or members of the MPP has nothing to do with the Chief Justice, the sworn Chief Justice. I mean, nobody doubts looking at his credentials. He has been with a legal career since in the 80s, understand since 2006. He has been a judge at the Supreme Court, so almost 17 years ago. Nobody doubts that he has the competence and he has the credentials to occupy the office. But as you obviously said, the ways and manners that the former Chief Justice was being removed, we are saying something about it not because the Chief Justice is a member of the MPP. As I said last week, as an opposition, we have a constitutional duty. Our duty is that we represent the voice of the voiceless.
Right.
In this particular occasion, we believe that the former Chief Justice was wrongly dealt with by the President and his surrogates. And as we've already said, there are current live cases in the court that she has gone to court, the High Court, to vindicate her rights because she believed that her rights as enshrined in Chapter 5 of the 1992 Constitution is being infringed. That is also case in the ECOWAS Court. So what we say is, why is a rush? The gentleman is already acting as a Chief Justice. Whatever he's meant to do, he could equally do it in the acting position instead of a substantive Chief Justice position. And then also, if the former Chief Justice's rights is vindicated in court, say that she has to take over her office, how do you resolve this particular current issue? When there's a new Chief Justice, with Article 146 spell out the circumstances in which you could remove the Chief Justice, what circumstances can you remove the current Chief Justice and put the former one? Yes, I know my friend is staring at me. He might think this is academic. It's not academic. It's a reality. People, so you are just further muddying the waters. And as my colleague here argued last week, that the former Auditor General faced similar situation in the past. And there's nothing wrong for us to put ourselves in that again. And yet, they criticize it when it happened to the former Chief Justice. And as I already said, madness is consistently doing the same thing and expecting different results. And we could also say that, why do we have to argue that we have to consistently be wrong to be right? So if it was wrong during the Auditor General and you criticize it, you should be criticizing it at this time. What has just changed is the interest. In terms of what he said he would do, the reality is that we have him as a Chief Justice. In terms of the reforms he said he would implement, I think amending the Constitution with regards to the work of the Supreme Court is urgently needed because so many cases are going to the Supreme Court. If you look elsewhere, England, for example, cases that will get to the Supreme Court has to be a case that raises some novel issues. So it's not every case that has automatic right to get to the Supreme Court. In our system, almost every case can get to the Supreme Court. So when we are able to filter it that way, the workload in the Supreme Court will be reduced.
Right.
The other interesting area I want to talk about is legal reforms. I do believe that legal education. I believe that our current legal education is broken and we need to change it. I'm saying it as somebody who is a lecturer in the system. The ratio of lecturers to students is just way, way, way unacceptable. For example, international law, I alone, I'm dealing with almost 450 students. One person teaching almost 450 students. If you compare it to the way I was trained, international law had a team of almost 6, lecturers, with the main lecturer delivering the lecture, and then we were subdivided into 15, because ideally international law should be taught in a seminar form, or at least part of it should be delivered in a seminar form. So if you see the number of students, I know the interest is very high.
Yes.
And more faculties are expanding to take in more people. The books are largely not available. And if you recommend them for students to buy them privately, you see students are struggling to be able to get the books. So I think in terms of the lecturer and the resources, I don't know whether we don't have it or we do not prioritize it. And it's like, what I know elsewhere is students who study the law and medicine, they largely buy books. So some of the students, if you recommend more than one book, you're going to have a problem. Because even the one book is a problem. They talk about more than one book. So in terms of that reforms, it's needed. And I think I had the opportunity of meeting the Chief Justice at the UPSA when we were going to commission our moot court. So when he came, yes, he agreed that we needed reforms. But that doesn't mean we are going to open the floodgate for every Tom, Dick, and Harry to get in. And he likened it to medicine. Look at the nature of medicine. Yes, the fact that we are short of the doctors doesn't mean we just need to take everybody to become a doctor.
Right.
So it's not that you should have the ability to study, but you should also have the ethics, as my friend said, to be able to be part of the profession. Because you can see the ethical issues among lawyers is becoming a topic of almost every day, because some of us largely just behave unethically. Even in the school days, you just see that some people can be unethical. So maybe how do we do it? I'm not really sure whether we need to actually introduce ethics at the undergraduate level like the accountants do. I think if you want to do HCC and Co, they have a topic on ethics, which you have to do it for a whole academic year. So that can help us resolve ethical issues.
Right.
Yes.
And in your submission, you mentioned earlier that the reason why you were concerned was for his swearing in was the fact that, there are matters being challenged in court.
Yes.
And the outcome could have meant that the former Chief Justice would have taken her position if the court had decided that line. So what happens to her now?
Ask them. We told them not to muddy the waters.
Game over.
We told them not to muddy the waters. I remember listening to some exchange in Parliament where Honorable Ayaraga said, whatever the outcome of the case, they will implement it. So let's assume, yes, Ayaraga said that whatever the outcome, the party that believe in the rule of law, and whatever the outcome, they would further implement it. So let's assume the outcome is that she was wrongly removed. How are you going to implement it? So this is why we said, why in hurry? Resolve the case. You could fast track it within 1 month to resolve it. Then he would take over from a clean slate. But they said no.
That's all.
I'm surprised at my brother. I mean, look, if the case is resolved tomorrow morning or this morning, it doesn't preclude her from going to court again. She can file another one in the afternoon. And we fast track that one too. And she files another one. We fast track that one too. That's absurdity. The other thing is that there's a case in ECOWAS court. How are we going to fast track that? Ask ECOWAS court to fast track. The idea about Justice Esaba Araba Tokono coming back to be a Chief Justice in Ghana is not going to happen. That door is closed. Simple.
Listen.
I mentioned Ishak learned something from me. I was very quiet, admiring you, smiling, nodding my head. You know, it's like
now disagreement.
Yes, in one breath, he says that when the Araba Isaba Tokono, CJ Emeritus, is vindicated, how do we remove the current one, since 146 has produced the guideline for removal? I believe 146 was used to remove Isaba Araba Tokono. So that was fait accompli, done and dusted. He said it looks like academic. It's neither academic nor comical. It won't happen. It can be academic.
There's no possibility.
There's no possibility. It won't happen. On what grounds? On what grounds? I mean, what grounds will it? One, are we going to review the whole process? There is no path for review. And the law is clear that when a statute provides a way of doing something, it is only that way that must be followed. And that way was followed. So what review are we going to get? No. Is it an appeal? The law does not make provision for an appeal. Where are we going? Is it the interlocutory applications? The law does not make provisions for that. Where are we going? Or we are going to be novel in this situation? It is interesting that this is a clear case of novelty in terms of removal of a Chief Justice. But as the Chinese say, a journey of 1,000 miles begins with a step. We have taken a first step. We are learning as we are going. But the idea, you see, if Justice Bafo-Boni, CJ, had been acting even up to now or in perpetuity, then there's a cloud of uncertainty hanging around him. What is the essence? What is the essence of keeping him there, uncertain whether he's the Chief Justice tomorrow or he will continue acting Chief Justice because someone's
But they're saying until the determination of the case in courts.
I am telling you something that she was rightly removed for the fact that someone has sent a case to court. Life should grind to a halt. That has not been contemplated by any law. Any law. Assuming your people ask you, suspend you here or remove you, then that you are no more a morning show host anchor, and you take them to court that they have removed you wrongly. Because of that, they should never get anybody for that role, because beyond you, no one else would have been able to perform. The whole country is held in a ransom because we have a certain CJ that felt that her rights have not been properly handled. No. I gave the Domelevo example.
Yes.
Now, the court didn't say reinstate Domelevo. The example I gave was that when Domelevo's own happened and there was shouts, he was removed. When he was removed and he finally won the case, see, as a lawyer, he should know there are things called damages, payment of money that will restore you to your level you would have been if the issue had not happened. Even in injunction, they consider that. So that is why when she went for injunctions, they considered all those things, considered the rights and interests of the whole of Ghana, and said that, come on, you have a very good right, very good interest, but all of us here cannot be held to ransom because of you. Much more, this is a process which you have not complained that the process is wrong. Now, you know where to complain. It is not about organizing media, because the people who were part of the panel cannot come out and also talk. They can't come out. You can't expect Justice Puaman to come and organize news conference. The others, yes, there were snipers of communication from Domelevo, etc. You can't do all those things because the committee does not have that power to do it. So, as we talk today, let us hail. I don't know if you want to go the negative. Let us hail the new Chief Justice. He talks about the fact that they were not against him, really. Maybe he didn't watch the vetting when we were taken through Shakespearean lectures, something which I believe less than 1% of Ghanaians even understand and see the relevance. some Shakespearean senior. Did you understand what the friend said that day? No, help me. Maybe you went to Konongo Must produce some of the very good Dennis Ajay.
Yes,
Dennis. Oh, yes, and I think Masolo Poko Ajima.
Yes, of course.
Also went to there. Yes, when I've read a number, and I know a friend whose wife also went there. I've been wondering. The school looks so quiet there, but they produce. I don't know whether Sir John also went there. Or,
yes, Sir John did.
Yes, Sir John also went there. They produce.
Maxwell Kofi Juma.
Yes, yes. You see,
it's a mixed bag.
Yes, they produce very good, very good guys. Let us hail and welcome a new Chief Justice. They were talking about the fact that this is a disputed nominee. You heard that?
Yes.
And today you are telling us that you don't have problem with the person's thing. Oh, come on.
Let me add something small to what lawyer.
But do you also agree that it's a done deal?
Oh, I mean, I feel that we have to move on as a country, and it is what I wanted to add, that the sacrifice that people have made. I mean, tracing back to our history, in Ashanti history, for example, the Kumawu chief offered himself to be, I mean, more or less slaughtered to make sure that the Ashanti kingdom wins and survive a war. Okay, so as a country, I think that former Chief Justice, Madam, should fight for her case and ensure that whatever reputational damage that she felt he has suffered is redeemed. But beyond that, coming back as Chief Justice, administratively and operationally, I think will be very difficult. But that doesn't preclude her from making sure that her reputation is intact. That is very important because, I mean, that is all we have as human beings, especially such a noble woman who has worked so hard for her country. I mean, she has every right to make sure that her reputation is intact.
Right.
But that is distinct from the fact that she coming back as Chief Justice is operationally and administratively, in my layman's view, impossible.
Right. So, Counsel, you wanted to find out from them, and it's clear that it's done.
Yes, so let me say 2 points to that effect. Right. What Mr. Theo claims is that for them to wait till the whole issues are resolved, that she could quickly start another case, and that means she'll be filing into perpetuity. I mean, you're a lawyer. There's a principle called res judicata. What happened to that principle? How could she restart a case all over? I mean, I don't understand that aspect.
She has filed three. She has filed three already. Three
you
cases.
You are deliberately misleading the public. There is a principle of res judicata. If she filed 3, whatever she filed, it relates to a different thing.
So she can file another different thing.
No, res judicata doesn't
allow
res
judicata doesn't come in here.
So even
if we are talking of res judicata, then already she cannot even file anything. Res judicata has got
of her rights is concerned, if she reached at the final of it, she cannot go and reinstate that I need to reassert my rights. I don't agree with that. So, but the certainty also expressed by him that she's a gunner. There's nothing that can be done about her. Already, I am not surprised. You see, we have already expressed that this was a wicked plot hatched even when they were in opposition. They only clothed it in legality using Article 146 as a clock on those frivolous grounds to remove it. So that certainty that you expressed, it doesn't actually surprise me at all. For me, I still insist that I have never said anywhere that Bafo Bonny is not qualified. No. In fact, if you look at her CV and that of the former Chief Justice, there's no way you could say the former Chief Justice is more qualified than her. But all that we are asking for is sanity in the system. A system that you already said that the judiciary independence and impartiality is already being undermined, especially following what the Afrobarometer reports reveal. If you are going to rebuild such a system, wouldn't it be good you build it on a sound ground? A ground that almost every party that has an interest in it on it would agree.
So is the procedure and not necessarily the person of the
Yes, no, I don't think that anybody really has.
But Josh, you see, that is so characteristic of these two parties. That is why United Party we've been telling Ghanaians that you have an opportunity to bring in a party that is at the center of our political discourse.
Right.
Because between the two lawyers, you know.
Oh, you're a member of the United Party.
Of course, I am.
Yes.
And you know that, you see, MPP has made it clear. And I think it's MP, Honorable Member of Parliament for Tafo, said it openly, and he's in court on a number of cases in relation to this same appointment, that when MPP comes, they will make sure that the Chief Justice is removed. Is that what we want as a country? Look, Joshua, there are a lot of problems. There are a lot of problems that are confronting this country that I think we have to move on.
Right.
And the best way and most efficient way to move on is to drop these two parties. Let them take backstage a bit. They will contribute to our democracy, but from opposition, and put UP there.
Now, talking about UP.
My friend, but do you know he will soon be 70? So what do you mean by when MPP come, they'll remove him?
Well, then you should ask your MP.
Right, because you know he has a little over a year
Yeah.
to actually retire. But then let's talk about, and I'm glad you are the director of policy for the UP. Looking at the policy statement that was read, the budget that was read by the finance minister. Yes, we heard from the MPP. They have said that it's bleak. It does not really portend what the vision that the NDC sold to the Ghanaian people. But from the UP perspective, and I've had a conversation with the NDC, trying to understand exactly what is contained in there. Does it inspire hope for you?
Well, I cannot say that the budget, 2026 budget, is a budget that inspires hope or that can ensure the transformation of our economy.
How so?
But what I can say is that it is actually designed to anchor the stability that they've achieved. And you cannot take away the achievement from them. At least in the budget, they've outlined over 10 cardinal achievements, and mostly are related or emanate from the macroeconomy. It is fair to admit that inflation has been tamed significantly, and it's very important for businesses and households. Interest rate has dropped, also not significant marginally, but it's very important. The depreciation of the currency has been reversed now. The CD appreciated quite significantly. So, I mean, if you look at all these indicators, you can see that we have achieved, the country or the government successfully achieved stability at the macroeconomic front.
Right.
But is that enough to transform the country? No. We need a structural reorientation of our country. That one is clear. But this budget really cannot take us away from where we are as a country. But I think that the finance minister, if you look at his own projections for 2026, is being overly cautious. And in my view, it's very difficult to say that he is inspiring hope, because in 2025, you are currently, you wanted to do 4.4% GDP growth. You are 6.8 in October, but you've set a target of 4.8, which means you are not sure of your own performance, and that is not good, because you can say that you've boosted investor confidence, and that is an anchor for significant economic growth, because you can attract in both foreign and domestic capital to spur growth. But if you yourself are not confident that the policies that you've formulated can push the economy forward, that is a difficulty. There are also, let's say, in my view, inefficiency in the way they've prioritized infrastructure development, and even the models they've adopted to finance infrastructure development. If you take the most talked about, the Accra-Kumasi Expressway, which is a very important project, and we support it. However, we disagree that you want, one, to strangle yourself fiscally, as in take money from the budget to finance such a big project. In that view, you are cutting yourself in the foot, because you do not have enough fiscal space, i.e., literally speaking, you don't have enough money to spend. So why don't you explore other alternative means of financing for such capital projects? Because the expressway can self-finance itself. So probably government can invest in the design, the costing, and the contracting process, and inviting international and domestic private investors to come into joint venture, either with government directly or even independent of government, to undertake it as a tolling project, which they can do, build, operate, and even own. Because, look, you know that the Gatwick Airport is owned by a Nigerian company. Basically, Nigerian owns Gatwick. So you should use such, because it gives you fiscal space to spend on other priorities of the state. And if you look at the budget, a lot of infrastructure projects are going to be financed by government.
Yes.
What it shows is that, as it happened in this year, you made a lot of promises. You do A, B, C, D. You go to the grounds, nothing has happened. Then you come back and make another promise. And it keeps going on, and that's where we are. And we believe that you cannot develop the country using the same old age methodology and mechanism that haven't worked. So we need a radical shift, and that is why we of the United Party feel that it is not the way MPP is also looking at it. That the former finance minister said that if you look at the amount of money they've pumped into backing the CD should have been trading 8 to 1.
8 to CD.
I mean, obviously. And I read a social media comment that if you knew this, why didn't you implement it? It is not that easy to say. What we can do as a country, and that is why we believe that in putting about 30 billion cedis for Big Push is very important, because most infrastructure are economic infrastructure. But the financing, you pay opportunity cost for not financing other things. What do we need to change the structural foundation of our economy? Value addition. How do you do value addition? The business environment is characterized by a lot of structural deficiencies. So in order to attract a private person to invest in establishing a processing facility that will add value to a natural resource, the inherent risk is too high. So government should find ways to de-risk that sector. And how do you de-risk that sector? You provide incentive to the private sector. What are some of the incentives? You can give subsidized loan for people who want to invest, because they need to borrow, because they can only leverage the equity they have and add on credit. But if he's going to borrow at 26, 30%, that is difficult.
Right.
So in Honorable Lancha Martin's days at the Ministry of Trade, under one district, one factory, he offered to give loans at 10%. And the loans were not coming from government. It was coming from banks. So the direction factor is that government was going to pay part of the interest for entrepreneurs. If that happens, the entrepreneur knows that he's borrowing at a relatively cheaper rate. So the amount of money that you're using to finance a project that you could alternatively crowd in private capital to finance can be used to provide incentive to the private sector.
Right.
They will establish factories, enterprises, create jobs, pay you revenue that you get to keep financing government operations. So if you look at the budget, there is no creativity in terms of the policy prescription.
Okay.
Another point is also revenue optimization.
Okay.
2025, what did Honorable Forsin said? He said that he was going to employ AI technology to block leakages. What did he come to report in 2026 budget review? He said that there is a leakage he did audit from, I think, 2017 to 2024. The IDF showed that over 80-something billion went out of the country, forex. And normally when what IDF indicates is that it means that it's called import declaration form. So what it means is that if you go to the bank to say that I need $100,000 to buy goods worth $100,000, that amount of goods should come to the country. He said, according to the Minister for Finance, over 31 billion didn't come back. And now, what is the solution? He's going to employ AI. So you could see that a lot of thinking needs to go into the way we formulate our budget. And that is why we have proposed that we need a radical shift.
We'll come back to that conversation on the budget shortly. But you're still watching the Breakfast Review segment of GH Today. And I would like to recommend to you this morning Flora Baby Diapers. If you're having to struggle with your baby because she's not sleeping at night, having challenges because of the diaper he or she's using, then you need to get Flora, because what Flora does is that it keeps the baby dry for up to 12 hours. And so you, the mother and the father, get to enjoy your peace of mind while the baby is kept dry and very healthy. So just call 0243 033 033. That is 0243 033 033 to become a distributor. Now, we'll be right back after this break. You're still watching the breakfast review segment of GA Today here on GHOne television with me, Joshua Kojo-Mensah. And before we went on the break, Dr. Nana Yao Iduchum gave his perspectives on the budget. But let's find out from the MPP as well. They held a press conference. The former finance minister sought to punch holes into the statement that was presented by his successor. But Ishak,
yes,
I mean, VAT reduced from 21% to 20%.
Yes.
E-levy, we are told, kicked out. A COVID levy no longer should be on our books. Big push, investment, Women's Bank, government is capitalizing it, 400 million. All sort of good things we had in the budget.
Okay.
But what's your perspective?
Yes, so I think, as you said, some of my party members have already given you their verdict. Mm-hmm. So I will look at it from certain aspects. If you look at the 2024 manifesto of the NDC, they sold out a flagship program called the 24-hour economy.
Yes.
And then we want to find out, and they said it was part of their social contract.
Yes.
And the way and manner they sold it as a 3-shift system. But we already know that it was just a con work, because somewhere in, what they call it, was it April, May, when the people in charge of the 24-hour economy, they more or less tried to redefine it as not a 3-shift work, but something they were going to implement closer to their so-called vision 2020, when they already sold to Ghanaian years ago. Apparently, we're meant to be a middle-income earner. So you could see that the 24-hour economy is not even captured in the budget properly. And then sometimes when you ask them, they say, oh, we've already implemented it because the DVLA office in Adenta is open 24 hours. The passport office is open 24 hours. But that wasn't what you sold to the people. You said the young people were really suffering from unemployment, and that you needed a 24 hours economy to engage most of these youths. So what has happened to it? So if you look at it from that perspective, you can see that the budget seemed to fail to capture what they promised to the good people of Ghana. I agree with you that reducing the VAT and co is good. It will re-engineer especially the private sector and people to invest, and maybe people to also spend. Nevertheless, if you look at the totality of what they have done, I think the average Ghanaian is worse off. Because that's why this e-levy that was taken away. What was the equivalent increment and COVID levy? What was the equivalent increment in our tariffs as far as electricity is concerned? What was the percentage? Almost close to 30%. So if you would do the balancing exercise, I can say that I'm worse off. In 2024, I used to spend an average of 60 to 70 cedis on electricity. Today, 200 hardly lasts me 1 week. So I am worse off if you compare.
You're worse off?
Yes.
Comparing last year to this year?
I am telling you personally, I am worse off. So the budget, as you said, and you point to something very important, that the way they underproject. It tells you that, why do they underproject? Because they don't even understand what is happening to the economy. We pointed it to them that it was during the 2024, the bitter pills that we applied, as I say, before it gets better, it has to be worse off. So the much of the planning as to what is happening today, we planned during the 2024.
So we are seeing fruits of seeds that the MPP sowed, and not necessarily because of the prudent management that the NDC claims they're doing.
The NDC government is like a typical student. When the examination results is released, they go and find out their results. If A is assigned to this one particular subject, they say they've gotten A. But where there is F, they say they have been given F. So they are like a typical student. So whenever you see good news elsewhere, you can see they say, oh, it's through our effort. But when we say that, you are just that your time in government is already short. How could you attribute that to your effort? But when there are some difficulties, they are quickly able to point to, it was decisions made by the previous government.
Interesting.
So for me, the projection simply tells you that they themselves still don't understand what is happening.
Okay.
It will take them time for them to be able to understand what is happening in the system. Because you can't project with confidence if you don't understand what is happening. So that accounts for the variance.
Okay.
So for me, we need to take time. I still believe it's too early for us to properly assess what is happening. As to whether the gains that we have chalked is sustainable is different. Because as you can see, what Mohammed Amin Anta said, the fall in currency of the dollar is artificially massaged. So if you don't leave it to market forces, and if you are doing it, and you think it's really going to sustain, then there's going to be a problem.
Okay.
But the real test would be if there are external exigencies. Because what really affected us, I believe, during our time is the external exigencies.
Okay.
We don't pray they should happen, because at the end of the day, the welfare of the average Ghanaian is what we are looking for. We're in government to promote their interests.
Right.
But let's assume something of happen. How are they able to stand it? With the artificial inducement in the economy. So I think that's where the real test will be.
Council, he says you don't have confidence, you don't even know what you're doing as it stands now, as a government.
I honestly feel sorry for MPP. I honestly feel sorry. If they go along this way, they're going to be in opposition for a very long time. I honestly feel for MPP. I watched an opinion poll this morning before coming.
Right.
82% of Ghanaians applauded the budget. 82% applauded the budget. First, let me come to Doc. Doc, in one way, is talking about opportunity cost. The cost of the big push is the cost of getting jobs for our teeming youth, Ghanaians as a whole. You join VIP here to Kumasi, and someone joins the flight from Kotoka to London. The person arrives in London and you are not yet in Kumasi. If we have gone to, it's the fact. If we have gone to quantify the amount of time you lose in terms of money, you will pray for the big push, the 6 lane to Kumasi. You will pray for that.
We all support it.
Yes. So, and let me come again. I'll handle the under projection, the supposed under projection. It is called cautious approach. When you write exams, let me borrow from the lecturer. When you write exams, except you are overconfident, you will say, as for this, I'm likely to make an A. You don't say, as for this, everything up and down, I'll definitely make an A. That is called cautious approach. And that is what happens in economics. We were here when somebody was quoting biblical things for us every second that the economy about to...
But lawyer, it's being unfair to those of us who are saying that, lawyer. Just 30 seconds. Lawyer, 30 seconds. The point we are making is that, you see, a budget is projection. So you haven't written the exam. You are about to write the exam. So if you are ambitious, it means that you put in more effort.
It says they are ambitious but cautious. But they are cautiously ambitious.
It's a strategy.
Yes, but Council has the final word.
Social Democrats.
Yes. The problem Doc has is that he has not completely shaken off his MPP.
I have. United Party.
Now that he wants us to follow them,
so you should come back home.
He should try and shake it off completely. Otherwise, if we continue to see the MPP in him,
alternative to NDC.
Ghanaians will not.
Alternative to NDC.
But Council, you have the floor because we need to wrap up that segment.
Yes. Let me come back to this. We are talking about the 24-hour economy. He says that partly in the budget and partly not in the budget. He also says that when we get A, we attribute it to ourselves. When we get F, in 2017, when MPP came and Baumia was touting his achievements, and he was being told that it was the foundation led by that IMF team, NDC went into 2016. You say, lie. It is your prowess. Today, you meet them on set. When you are hitting across what they've done, they say, that's why you are in government, solve it. Today, he's telling us that when it's an A, we claim it. When it's an F, we push it back to them. Truth of the matter is that before even COVID came, according to World Bank report, the economy was shaky. He attributes the situation to the fact that external exigencies. Well, we're not paying COVID levy. Are we not still paying COVID levy? It's only Ghana is still paying COVID levy. Yet you told us that the COVID has affected you. We are paying levy to close the gap of the effect of COVID levy. Today you are telling us that it was COVID that affected the economy then. Secondly, we were here when they told us that they can bring human beings back.
But the economy can be bounced.
And they couldn't bring that back. I think that the best they could do in the circumstance is to support what Honorable Atufosin is doing.
Right.
But I won't finish my talking without talking about two things that happened this week. One, I saw a viral video of a member of parliament, apparently from the MPP, that a day or less than 24 hours after the budget was read, talking about the fact that the COVID levy has been removed, but she went to the port and the COVID levy is still there.
Yes, the
member of parliament?
Yeah, the
Yes.
MP.
Yes. And I saw on certain platform, yes, it's a member of parliament of the New Patriotic Party. Let's be, yes. I brought this in to the effect that my brother here is talking that despite the removal of the e-levy, he has been made worse off. What I want him to know is that if the e-levy has not been removed and tariffs had gone on still, he would have been, if there's another word for worse off, I would have used that word for him. Maybe a past tense of worse off, worse offered. I would have used that for you. Now, then there's another thing.
Right.
You made mention of the fact that I'm a lawyer. I want to correct something.
Okay.
Res judicata means when a matter is determined and involves the same parties and the same set of facts and the same issues, you don't go back to litigate because litigation must end at a point. We have 3 different suits currently in various courts by the outgone Chief Justice. And they are not talking of the same matter. He's talking of different reliefs and different issues.
Right.
And he's going for different forums. And I've said it here, that he's gone forum shopping. Let me go here small and go there small and go there small. The other one that troubled me is the fact that the minority leader has asked that the AG should be summoned to parliament to explain why minority, former appointees of the minority are getting very huge bail conditions. He's a lawyer. But you see, the problem is that when you don't practice for a while, you become rusty. So, because the AG is not responsible for bail conditions.
Very well, Counsel.
Okay, the AG is not responsible for bail conditions.
Right,
so how can you, in God's kingdom, ask that the AG should come and explain? So in that instance, when the AG comes to explain, they say, oh, we told you, they are in bed with the judiciary.
But do you agree with those bail conditions?
Very well. I
am not yet a judge. The day I'll be a judge, I'll make mine known to you. I'm not yet a judge.
So thank
and I don't expect to be a judge.
Thank you, Lawyer Theophilus Jimega. We also have Ishaq Ibrahim, who is also a private legal practitioner, and Dr. Nana Yao Educhum, who is the Director of Policy for the United Party, the UP. And he says, Ghanaians, come on board. Let's put the MPP and NDC aside and let's champion the cause of the new force. Well, the MP says they should come home, by the way. Well, we'll be right back after this break. Mind you, we'll also be connecting for the CD at 60 event, which will be happening this morning. But let's go for a break. We'll be right back. coffee in Ghana? Yeah, I'm sure you're also wondering, hey, do we do coffee here aside the drinking? Yes, but of course, I've been joined in studio this morning by Dr. Fortune Agbeli. She's the CEO of Fortune Coffee. And Doc, welcome.
Thank you very much.
You look really excited this morning.
Of course. I'm also talking about something that is so dear to my heart, coffee.
Right.
I mean, you can't get it anywhere.
Absolutely. But talk to me, Ghana and coffee, what's our relation? Because I'm sure people are just wondering, oh, we just drink coffee here.
No, we grow coffee here. We grow coffee in 10 out of the 16 regions.
Wow.
We have coffee in Ashanti region, the Volta region, in Oti, in Western, in Eastern, in Bono. I mean, most of the coffee we have now can be found in the Volta region.
I'm glad, because I'm from the Volta region.
Oh, yeah. So
right.
Yeah.
But then how come we've not really put the spotlight on the coffee we're growing here?
Right. It's interesting, and I was having a conversation with the head of the International Trade Center yesterday when he mentioned how it has a colonial legacy, how they wanted to promote tea, and for which reason coffee had to be brought down. And of course, also over the years, we've seen how governments have supported the cocoa value chain. And so in most cases, and I remember very well those times, even before I started doing my PhD, we went to the field, we were talking to some coffee farmers, and they tell you, some of us had to cut down our coffee tree and grow cocoa. Because, of course, that value chain has been well developed compared to coffee. But we grow coffee in Ghana.
And what's unique about the coffee we grow in Ghana? Because usually that becomes the selling point.
Exactly. I mean, if you are into coffee, we have variety of coffee. The variety we have in Ghana is Robusta. And Robusta, because I deal with 3 different variants, and I deal with clients who have different taste variants, there are some people who come to you and they don't want the fruity floral flavor of Arabica. They want something robust. So someone who says, I like my cup of coffee in the morning to get a good start, Robusta is your go-to. And also yesterday we launched the Coffee Week in Ghana.
Okay.
The Ghana Coffee Week. And with some of the speeches that were delivered internationally, Ghana, the coffee from Ghana is known to be a premium coffee.
Wow.
Exactly, just like our cocoa.
Yes.
So we have gold, actually, in coffee.
In coffee.
In Ghana.
Beautiful.
Yes.
And we've not explored that. But talk to me about the Ghana Coffee Week, which was launched yesterday, by the way. What does it seek to do?
So this is the second year that we are having that. This year, the focus is on sustainable production in terms of the farming part, but also the post-harvest. And it is to bring all the stakeholders, relevant stakeholders together. So yesterday's event, for instance, we have all the farmers, like representative of the farmers. So we have farmer cooperatives that work on the coffee. We had them coming from the various regions. The local processors were also there. We have the development partners. The EU is one of the main partners that support the coffee value chain in Ghana. We have other stakeholders. And of course, the media was also there yesterday to talk about coffee. And it's a week-long celebration.
Okay, so what are we doing in the week?
Exactly. So tomorrow, there's going to be a tour to the Eastern region, to one of the farms. It's just to give people the opportunity to experience coffee at its root. And then also on Thursday, there is the International Women in the Coffee Alliance that through the International Trade Center, that association is being brought to Ghana. So those who are into the gender, of course, or women, we know women play a very key role when it comes to the coffee value chain, or even the agriculture value, like when you take the various value chain, we know the women.
Absolutely.
Exactly. So, and in coffee, we are not only farming it. Women are not only farming it. Women are into the processing. Women are into yes, women are into the export. Women are into the marketing. So we are along the value chain. Women are there, and this association is to bring women, support them to be able to harness the potential that we have, to be able to support the crop.
So that's happening on Thursday?
That's on Thursday.
Right.
And then on Friday, there's an interesting program where, because not so many people know about coffee, we are bringing the media to come and experience coffee. There'll be a barista training for them. They get to see the barista art and all the brewing processes. I hope you'll be there.
I should be, because I love coffee.
Yes.
By the way, so
exactly.
I should be there. And where is all this happening?
It's happening here in Accra at the Palms. But I think the crowning of the week is on Saturday.
On Saturday.
On Saturday at the Nyanimba market, we are going to have a kind of, we call it a festival.
Okay.
All the local processors are going to be there, exhibiting the coffee, brewing the coffee, and gives you the opportunity to taste it for free.
Oh.
On Saturday.
On Saturday.
The whole day.
At the Nyanimba market.
At the Nyanimba market.
Right.
They're going to be there. And Fortune Coffee is also going to be there.
Absolutely.
And yeah, like I said, we are going to also come with 2 other variety, because we are not only we work with Ghanaian coffee, but we also work with coffee from the region.
Okay.
West Africa, we have coffee. Ivory Coast is well known for coffee. Guinea is well known for coffee. Liberia also had coffee. And we source our coffee, the Arabica and Liberica from Liberia. So when you come on Saturday...
It's not just Robusta.
It's not just Robusta. Because we say at Fortune Coffee, we give you the coffee experience.
Yeah.
So you're able to taste the different variety and be able to
Absolutely.
see how it works for you.
So for all coffee lovers, on Saturday we are all converging at the Nyanimba market, and we are having a taste of the beautiful coffee brewed in Ghana, and also the other varieties that Fortune Coffee is also bringing on board. Doc, thank you so much for coming.
Thank you so
and
much
we'll
for
see
having
you
me.
on Saturday.
Definitely, we're looking forward. I will give you our special blend when you come on Saturday.
I'll take that. I'll take that.
Thank
Dr.
you.
Fortune, I'm there with Fortune Coffee, and we are inviting everybody to be a part of it. We'll be right back after this. Take it.
Where the dust rises, the kings are made. No throne, no rope, just a shadows shed. Brick by brick, we build from pain. Under the streets lights, we carve our name. The horns blow loud, they sing our fight. We just...
of UDS, and my brothers and sister, they're here, of course, looking green and leaving me out, but me are no ball. Gentlemen and lady, welcome.
Thank you.
I hope you're doing well.
Yeah, we are.
Fantastic. So we do have the chapter president here, Raymond Bidema. He's a private legal practitioner as well. David J.B. Yamba and Caroline Okine. They are all members. So talk to me about this 5th Delegates Congress. Let me start with you, Raymond.
Okay. So we are UDS alumni, an association from the University for Development Studies.
Right.
And we have been in the system for some time. And we are coming to have our 5th Delegate Congress on Saturday.
Okay.
And we decided to bring it to the national headquarters, which is Accra, so that we will be able to bring all stakeholders involved to come and partake in the Delegate Congress. We are actually trying to rebrand the Alumni Association, rebuild it, and see how best we'll be able to move the university forward using the alumni as a tool to do that.
Right. So, Caroline, how crucial is this Congress?
It is because for us, we want to rebuild, just like my president just said, we want to rebuild. And then we have a number of students leaving the South, Accra, especially to the North. After school, nothing really happens because our campus is far.
Yes.
So with this, it will be a form of reigniting and then reuniting all of us again. So all those in Accra and its environs, Kumasi, whatever, please try and then come for this program so that at least we can reunite once more. Lift UDS higher.
Absolutely.
Push it further.
And David, talk to me, because I see quite a number of personalities as well on the bill. Talk to me what we should be expecting on Saturday.
Okay. On Saturday, we are going to see a lot of achievement that the school, ever since the school has been established, what we have been able to achieve to market ourselves, and the personalities that are also coming, for them to also see that we are not just, the school is not just there for the sake, or let me also say, the kind of achievement that we have put up. Yes.
Right. So it's about telling the UDS story and then uniting the base of UDS. And like you said, lifting UDS high. So I see quite a number of personalities, from Professor Felix Abagale and all of that. Talk to me, Dave. Yes, Raymond.
Yeah.
Exactly on Saturday, 22nd of November. What is happening?
So it's actually going to be an election. There's going to be an election. We are going to elect our national executives to steer the affairs of the Alumni Association. And so we decided to bring some of the personalities to come and talk to the people about the achievements so far that we have chalked as an institution. And so we are bringing the VC in the person of Professor Seydou Al-Hassan, and our immediate past president of the association. Yes, I call him the pioneer of the association because this professor has done so much for the association. I remember when he started it, he under his watch that we even established most of the chapters across the country. I think he was very instrumental in even bringing forth the Greater Accra chapter. He is Professor Felix K. Abagale, very fantastic professor. And also, we are also bringing the current president is also going to be there. The unfortunate thing is that he has finished serving his term of office, and so he will not be eligible to contest. However, if they ask me, I would have loved that we will be able to amend our constitution so that he will contest, because this is also another fantastic young man who has the alumni at his heart. At any point in time, he always wants to rebrand, he always wants to project the alumni and make sure that it is also working like all other alumni associations across the country. And also we have one of our alumni who is also a minister, a cabinet minister for that matter, and we are bringing him on board. He is Honorable John A. Jinapor, Minister for Energy and Green Transition. I don't know if somebody is waiting, why somebody will be waiting, not trying to join this meeting on the University of Ghana campus on Saturday. We are coming, all delegates are supposed to come on Friday. Friday is arrival. And I want to let them know that on that Friday, there's going to be Jama night. We are bringing guinea fowl from the north. That's right. And there's going to be chichinka.
Charlie, am I invited already?
You are invited. You are invited.
It's been a while I had proper confirm.
Oh, I'm telling you, there's going to be a confirmed joint. And people are going to tell their stories right now, from how they got to UDS, how that very early morning from Accra, you've never been to the north, and for the very first time you get to the
I had
north.
my mates going there, Ishmael and then Bernard Pakbo.
And the fantastic things that you will see. I think there's going to be a memory. They are going to describe how it happened to them. And another most important thing I know people are going to talk about is their third trimester experience. You know, we run the trimester system. Yeah, we have first, second trimester, and then the third trimester. And during the third trimester, I think Carol wants to actually tell us something
about that because of my own experience I've had about the third trimester field practical program. Unlike the other universities that go per semester, they have twice per year. We have 3 per year.
Right.
The journey of living Accra to the north is something that, especially for a young girl like myself, it was something else. And then the third trimester, you go to communities, you get hands-on experience from what you have learned. You get the opportunity to practice it, put it into reality. So it aids your whole mentality, your thinking spans and everything.
Right.
But the experience for the third trimester, my own experience, another time I'll share.
You share it.
My tears were a bucket full.
In fact, the people want to get, they should come on Friday.
They should come on
Friday night to be sharing all of those. Okay, so David, so Friday we are arriving, Saturday we are kickstarting. What about those in Accra? Do they also have to come on Friday?
Yeah.
Oh, everybody must be there on Friday.
Must be there because of the experience.
Okay.
You don't want to leave anybody behind.
Shall I be myself because of that?
Charlie, you have to come.
I have to
no,
show,
all
sir.
GHOne, the crew, everybody, you are all invited. And when you get the Acts of Greater Accra chapter president.
Is coming.
Meant for accommodation.
Okay.
So if you are coming, don't fear. You don't have problem. You can come and pass a night.
Yes, accommodation. I think feeding and all those things are catered for.
We are even bringing guinea fowl egg. I believe some of the people.
They've not seen the egg before.
Yes.
So it's going to be an experience on Saturday, and I'll give the final word to the president, inviting students to be a part, past students as well, to be a part of this.
Thank you so much for the opportunity once again. I think that I want to just use this opportunity to invite all alumni and associates of the alumni. Because our wives, my wife didn't attend UDS, but by virtue of the fact that I am a member, she is also a member, honorary member of the association. We are taking the opportunity to invite everybody to come and have experience about UDS. Some people only hear of the name. Look, in the recent times, I think we have chalked certain successes. I think so far we are the champions of the world football when it comes to World University football. Yeah, we are. And UDS has also been ranked the best in teaching and learning. So people have not had the opportunity to hear about this. I think it is going to give us another opportunity to actually tell the world what we have as UDS student and what we have as a university and institution. So we take the opportunity to invite everybody. Please come. Let us share the experiences. Let us also have fun, and I think it's going to be a great and a wonderful time.
Absolutely. So thank you guys for coming. And then Friday night we are converging. Saturday it's happening at the University of Ghana campus here in Accra. Thank you guys for coming as well. All right, so let's now cross over quickly to the Accra International Conference Center for the CD at 60 event. We saw the launch a couple of weeks ago. Today the event is happening. Let's go now.